Hello everyone, my name is Susit Pansalwata, and in this video I'll be talking about applications of SQL Server Reporting Service in a business environment. What is SQL Server Reporting Service? SQL Server Reporting Service provides a framework to create, deploy, and manage reports. This means it provides a graphical user interface to create the reports, and it also provides the capability to deploy these reports in a web service. SQL Server Reporting Service also provides a reports manager application where you can define different security levels for different users. It is made available as part of the Microsoft SQL Server Database Services Suite. So what this means is you don't have to purchase this service separately. It just comes with the Microsoft SQL Server Database Services Suite. Capabilities of SQL Server Reporting Service. SQL Server Business Intelligence Data Tools is a set of powerful tools that enables users to create these reports using a graphical user interface. Earlier, this was known as Business Intelligence Development Studio, but currently it's a set of tools that you can download and install on your Visual Studio so you can create the reports using the graphic icons. The reports that you create will be saved as RDL format, which stands for Report Definition Language, which is very similar to XML. The reports defined by RDL can be downloaded to a variety of formats, including Excel, PDF, CSV, XML, even as images or HTML web archives. This demo shows how to create a test report using SQL Server Reporting Services.
So here's a simple table we have called as country master, and we would like to display this country master using SQL Server Reporting Service. So let's start with some small examples, and then we'll gradually move towards bigger examples. So the first step is go ahead and open your Business Intelligence Studio, and from the Business Intelligence Studio, let's go ahead and click on New Project, and let's select the Report Server Project Wizard, and let's give a nice name to this, saying Display Countries, and let's press OK. So the first thing what we need to supply here is the data source. The data source where your country master is lying. So currently our country master is on the server, that is win-bqber-hwwybh, and this country master table is lying in this database, that is mycusdb, right? So let's go back to our dialog box over here. Let's click on edit. Now you can also see, before I click on edit here, you can also see that you can have different types of data sources. For example, okay, currently our data is lying in SQL Server, but in case your data is lying in analysis service as a cube, or in case your data is lying in XML, you can choose them accordingly. But for now, our country master table is lying in SQL Server. So let's go ahead and select on Microsoft SQL Server. Let's click on edit, and over here let's give first the server name. So I'll just copy and paste the server name from here, copy. Right, our database name is mycusdb, right? So mycusdb, I'll just test the connection. Yes, the connection is fine. I'll say okay, and I'll say next. And now the next thing is we need to go and provide the table or the query, from where we need to extract data. So currently we need to go and extract data from this country master over here, right? So I'll go and click on this query builder button over here, and this query builder button, what it does is it actually opens up a very nice query designer over here. And let's go ahead and add this table, that is country master, add it. And let me go and select the columns. So currently I want to display both the country ID as well as the country name. I'll say okay, next. Now the next thing what you need to select is basically what kind of report it is. Is it a tabular report or a cross matrix report? So currently, just select tabular. I'll talk about this cross matrix in the coming up labs. So leave this matrix for now. Select on tabular, do a next. Now, when we talk about a report, right, report is divided into three sections. The first section is page level data, for example, page numbers or page headers, whatever it is, right? The second is, in case your report has some kind of groupings, for example, if you want to group by some country name or state name, right? And the third one is the actual data. So currently we don't have any kind of page level data or grouping data, right? So what I'll do is I'll select both of these columns into details for now. So you can see that, this first section is where you will go and put page level data. Second section is where you will put group level data, and the last one is details. So don't worry about the first two sections. We'll talk about that later on. So I've just selected the available fields into details. I'll say next. Now you can go and choose your table style. So let me just select corporate. Next. Now, reporting services, reports actually get hosted into IIS. So you can see over here, he's saying that, okay, where do you want to go and host your report? So keep that as it is. And also I'm keeping the folder name as it is. I'll talk about both these folder names as well as the report server URL later on. For now, just keep them as it is. Do a next. And I'll say here RPT display country and finish. Now, once you have created the project, you will see two tabs on your screen. One is the design tab and the other one is the preview tab. Now the design tab is useful when you want to go and change the text of a report. For example, you can see we have a very unfriendly name over here, RPT display country, right? So I can go and change this saying that list of countries, right? So that's more user friendly and descriptive. Second, I can go and change the column names as well, the text of the column names. For example, here I can just say must be country name, this is fine, and this I can just say as ID. Okay, I'll save this. So the design tab is useful when you want to go and change the look and feel of your report, and the preview tab basically helps you to see how your report actually looks like with the data. So for example, now I've clicked on the preview tab, so it will display me the report, so you can see now the output of the report, how it looks like. So the design tab is for designing and the preview tab is to go and preview the output of the report. Now let's click on view and let's click on Solution Explorer. Now on the Solution Explorer you can see that he has created a file called as rpt display country.rdl. Now this .rdl file is where all your report structure gets stored. Okay, so in other words, when you are designing this report, right, all the metadata of how this report will look like, what are the fields, what is the data source, everything is getting stored into this .rdl file. Now, the internal format of this .rdl file is in XML. So if you right click on this file and if you say view code, you will find that the complete file structure is in XML. So you can see over here, the look and feel like fonts, etc. Everything is in XML over here. So we don't need to know about how this internal XML file is, but just for our knowledge sake, we need to understand that whenever we are doing designing over here, right, it goes and modifies, this XML file, that is the .rdl file, right. Now, this is good. So we are able to design the report, we are able to preview the report. But now when we say that our end users want to go and see this report, they will not be installing such kind of complicated business intelligence studio, right? So end users would like to go and see this report on simple browsers. End users would like to go and see this report on applications like WinForm applications or WPF application, right? So for that we need to go and publish this report on Internet Information Server. So in other words, what we need to do is click on View, click on Solution Explorer, right click on a project and say Deploy. Now the time you do deploy, you can see in your output window it says that deploy started, and then it deploys this report onto the report server IIS web application. Okay. Now this report server web application is a ready-made web application which gets created when you go and install SQL Server reporting services. Okay. So what it has done is, very quickly, if you see your solution explorer structure, so inside the report server, it has gone ahead and it has created a folder called as display countries. So our project name was display countries. So he has gone ahead and he has created a folder called as display countries, and inside the display countries, he has deployed a report that is RPT display country, right? Now, once this report is deployed onto IIS, now anybody can go and consume this report on a browser. Anybody can go and consume this report on a WinForm application, WPF application, wherever they want it, right? So let's first try to view this report inside a simple browser. So in order to view this report, just go and browse to this localhost report server URL, because that's where the report has now been published. So let's click on this. Now, as soon as you go and click on this report server, it actually goes and displays the folders inside the report server web application. So what I'll do is, let me just go and copy this on the browser, paste it. So you can see that he has displayed all the report server folders which are present in the report server application. So currently our folder is display countries, so let's click on that, and inside that folder we currently have only one report, that is RPT display country. So let me just go and click on this. So there our report is displayed on the browser, and with the report you can see that he has displayed here a default toolbar. Inside this toolbar there are some ready-made facilities, like you can go and export the report to CSV, to PDF, Excel, Word, etc. And if you want, you can also go and do pagination in case you have a lot of records. So this was a very simple example, where we were trying to understand how we can use SSRS to create a simple report, and how.
Let's look at the importance of SQL Server Reporting Service. As you have seen in the demo, users can directly interact with the reports using a web browser. With Report Manager, users can view, subscribe to, or manage reports, as well as manage the data sources for those reports. And Report Manager also allows to set up the security settings for different reports, so that different level of security can be assigned. Report Manager also delivers SQL reports by email, or it's also capable of save those reports on a file share. Hope you try out different capabilities of SQL Server Reporting Service, and thank you for watching this video.